here's what I'll say. I am in the process, Rev knows this because he's helped me a little bit. I'm in the process of putting some thoughts in print. I'm trying to pen an op-ed, and it's not to try and pass judgment nor convince you to vote one way or another, but I think there are three pivotal and critical questions, and I think Dale touched on one of those. Do we need more money? I think that is the most important question. Do we need more money? I honestly don't know. Is the school district a good steward of current funds? I have no idea. I don't know the answer to that either. And is the current plan being proposed intended to improve our education? Is it the most appropriate plan to consider? I have no idea. Those are three fundamental. You can start with a lot of other questions. You can start with questions that lead you to the outcome you desire. You can start with questions to make you feel good about certain things. But at the end of the day, the three pivotal intertwined questions are, do we need more money? Has the school district been good stewards with the funds they've had? And is this plan being proposed not just worth the money, is it going to make education better in Florence County? Those are the answers I need clarity on, and I can't get those answers. I've got a proposed cost summary in my hand. I've had it in my folder for 2 weeks. South Florence High School, $21,776,000. It says 18 classrooms, auxiliary gym, 2 locker rooms, 2 new middle schools, $70,541,000. I don't have a staff report. I don't have any analysis. I don't know how these numbers were created. I'm not saying they're bad numbers. I'm not saying they're misleading numbers. I'm not saying they're too expensive. I just don't know. And when I get a proposed cost summary and it says we're going to build 2 middle schools for $70.5 million, how did you get there? How many square feet are we building? What are we paying per square foot? These are things I always asked when I was a politician. Now I'm not saying I was a good politician. Last political job I got thrown out of. So I'll let you, reside to that fact. But I just think, Rev, the critical questions are the ones I posed, and I don't have clarity. I just don't have the answers. And, if we had a bad school board for 20 years and they did a lousy job of managing the money, and because of that, we're in dire straits. How many times can they ask the taxpayer to cover for somebody else's mistakes? I think these are fundamental, pivotal, critical questions. I said it, and I'll say it again. And I'll stick to this whether I vote yay or nay. You can be for public education and vote no. You can be for the kids and vote no. You can believe in Dr. Richard O'Malley and vote no. The narrative that I find offensive is if you vote no, you must not love the children. If you vote no, you must not support public education. I happen to demand some answers, and nobody's given me those answers. Once again, I've got a proposed cost summary. It has very little detail. That's my problem. Obviously, I've let it be known that philosophically I've got a problem with property tax increase. I just think that's the most uneven, un-American way to raise revenue because it's a little bit like taxation without representation, if you want to be candid and honest. And I've just got a fundamental philosophical problem. But I've tried to put that in the corner and look at this objectively. And when we spend $70.5 million to build 2 middle schools, how big are they? How many kids are we going to accommodate? What's the growth like in those districts? What has the growth been historically over the last 10 or 15 years? These are important questions. Now, these are questions most of you don't take the extra effort to try to consider, but I feel like I have a responsibility to you. I'm serious about that. I feel like I'm obligated to inform you the best I know how for you to make a sound judgment, not based on my opinion, but based on a factual analysis that I propose and present to you and articulate to you in the most understandable and honest way I can. That's my role and responsibility in this. Let's go to the phone.
Our next caller is Clint. Hey, Clint.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Clint.
Well, when you're talking about money, I don't trust any government agency to spend our tax money properly because they simply do not do it. The answer, they believe the answer to every problem is throw money at it. Just keep throwing money in the furnace and the problem will go away. It never goes away. They tricked us into voting this lottery in because it was going to make our schools so much better. And yet, what are they doing with the money? They're giving it to people to go to college, which is an admirable thing. But our high schools and elementary schools sit here and flounder. So are they really prepared to go to college when they get out of these schools? No. They're spending the money backwards. They're building a house with no foundation. It's going to fall apart. They did it with the roads. Let's put another penny on your sales tax and we'll fix it. Well, I just went through a phone out of my hand. Okay? It's not working. So I don't know. There's a different solution, and it's not money. It doesn't me. I don't live in the city of Florence, but I'm just tired of seeing every single problem. Their stupid solution is to toss money at it.
Thank you, Clint. Appreciate it, my friend. Good to hear from you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I've said that many times on this show. I guess I'm a unique example in that I've spent the overwhelming majority of my life in the private sector. I mean, I told you about a recent lunch I had to have with my banker because things just weren't going as I thought they would. When you have problems, when you don't meet expectations or you perform, subpar in the private sector, the first question you pose is, Reb, is there something we've done? I mean, what have we done to cause this? Mm-hmm. I mean, we've got to clean up our act. We got to get our feces consolidated. We got to do a better job of managing our affairs. The public sector, I always notice this, that when something isn't going well, when you're failing to meet expectations, when your performance is subpar, the natural knee-jerk reaction is, we must not have enough money.
We need more money.
We got to have more money. I mean, if we had another $1 million, we could fix this. Now, you can fix it with $1 million less. And I just, that's the problem that I have with tax increases. In essence, and I don't care what anybody argues to be, this is the only way to frame this debate. And I know some in support of it find this offensive, and they think I'm misleading and a little too simple-minded. I don't. The simple question is this. If you're proposing a tax increase, you're telling the public of District 1 you're not paying enough in taxes. There is no other starting point. Well, that's not really what we're saying, Ken. You're asking for a tax increase. You're arguing that people in Florence District 1 are not paying enough in taxes. Now, you don't want to say that, but that's exactly what you're arguing. There can be no other argument to make because you're asking for a tax increase. And I just want us to be real careful and studied in making our decision and determination on a $340 million bill that we're on the hook for the next 25 years. That's a big deal. Take a break. Back in a minute. McCall Farms is our sponsor. Good morning, PD, Live 95.